Welcome into Clinton Dragon basketball here on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Dragon basketball here on Dragon Vision. As we get the audio corrected for you right now, we are getting ready to take on the Cumberland Gap Panthers here at Cumberland Gap High School. This is a makeup game as the snow has canceled the last several games for your Clinton Dragons and your Clinton Lady Dragons. Clinton Lady Dragons coming in to tonight with a record of 15-4, 5 consecutive wins, and 4-0 in district play. Cumberland Gap coming in with a record of 8-6 and 1-3 in district play. And as we get ready to start, we're going to pause a few seconds so you can listen to the national anthem. And we are back getting ready to start this game, getting ready to do the introductions for both teams, starting first with your Clinton Lady Dragons. Once again, coming into tonight's game with a record of 15 wins and 4 losses. They have not lost a game since coming back from Christmas break in the Florida trip. We're here once again at Cumberland Gap High School. Here's your starting lineup for your Clinton Lady Dragons. Addie Gamble is the first starter. Bailey Burrows, a junior. Josie Moody, a sophomore. Allie York, a junior. and sophomore Lainey Carmichael rounds out your starting lineups for the Clinton Dragons. And now getting ready to announce the starting lineup for the home team, the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers. Number 3, Foster. Number 10, I apologize, I do not have a roster for them. Number 12. Number 21. And number 11, last name is Hoskins. Tomorrow night, the Clinton Dragons and Lady Dragons will have another game. This one is against Scott. It's a regularly scheduled game. They will still have a couple games they need to make up before the end of the regular season so we can get to district play and see who wins the district titles. Your Clinton Lady Dragons are leading the district right now with a 4-0 record. Taking the jump looks to be Josie Moody and number 11, about the same height. The Dragons will be moving from right to left. Josie Moody wins the tip to Addie Gamble. Gamble walking it across the timeline. Over to York in the corner. York up for 3, no good. Tipped out of bounds, last touch by actually Cumberland Gap. So it's Clinton basketball. Last touch by number 3 for Cumberland Gap. 7:46 to go. Over to Lainey Carmichael. Lines up for 3, and it's no good. Rebound 21. 21 over to 2. Up ahead to 10 real quick for a fast break. Stopped by Carmichael. Carmichael against number 10. 10 backing it back to the Cumberland Gap logo. Going all the way to the far side of the court. Screen set up. Keeps them the same. Carmichael still on number 10. 10 drives in, up, and good. Cumberland Gap takes an early 2-0 lead. Yeah, Addie Gamble driving down the lane, tried a no-look pass to Carmichael, but it goes out of bounds. Turnover by Addie Gamble. So it's going to be Cumberland Gap ball with 7:13 to go in this first quarter of play. 2-0 score. The Cumberland Gap Panthers lead your Clinton Lady Dragons. Sorry if the stream seems a little bit buffered. We're trying to stream on Facebook and YouTube right now, and that big block by Bailey Burrows underneath against number 11. We're actually stopping the YouTube stream we're stopping the Facebook stream because it's going a little slow right now. So we're just going to be on Facebook on YouTube right now. Cell signal is okay here in Cumberland Gap Stadium. Right now it's number 3's got the ball guarded by York. Screen set. Lady Carmichael with a block. Almost the ball's going to be tipped off of a last touch by Cumberland Gap. York had the rebound. It was last touch by Cumberland Gap, knocked out of bounds. 6:42 left. We're going to let the clock catch up to mine. 6:42 left in the first quarter. Still 2-0 is your score. Lady Dragons trail the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers. Into Gamble. Gamble walking across, jogging it up a little bit quicker, going across the timeline. It's tripped up, stolen by Cumberland Gap. Goes in. York tried to get the steal, goes up for a layup, and it's no good off the backboard. Foul on Josie Moody, though. Big rebound by Cumberland Gap, number 21. Goes up, tries for the putback, gets fouled by Josie Moody. That's her first, team first of the first quarter. 21 at the line for 2. First is up and good. 3-0 is your score. Lady Panthers lead the Clinton Lady Dragons. 21 up for her second attempt. It's up, no good. Rebound, Carmichael. Carmichael races it up to York. York stop, put up, no, off the rebound, no. Rebound number 10. 10 being guarded hard by Gamble. Gamble not trying to let her get it past, but she gets past. Josie Moody picks her up, almost traveled. tosses up to the top of the key. It's over to number 3 in the post. 3 drives in. Tipped, stolen by 30. No. Picked up York on the steal. York trying to get out of it. Gets it over to Gamble. Gamble racing across the timeline up to the three-pointer. Gets it over to Moody. Moody up for 3. No good. Short. Rebound. Number 3. No hit, but no call. Rebound Burrows. Burrows back into 30. Up to Moody. Good for 2. Lady Dragons on the board now, trailing 3-2. Big rebound by Carmichael. Big putback by Moody. 12 with the ball, guarded by Gamble. Looks inside. Bailey goes up. No. Bailey does not get the stop. They get the 2-point convert. They get the 2. 5-3. 5-2 is your score right now. Moody up to Gamble. Just outstretched her arm, but she is able to get it. No, stolen by 3. No. Moody, Gamble able to get it back. Gamble up. Fouled. No good on the basket. 5:11 to go. 5-2 is your score. Gamble's going to be at the line for 2. Fouls on number 21. That's her first. Team first of the first quarter. Gamble's first shot, a little off the front of the rim, a little bit short. Still 5-2 with 5:11 to go in this first quarter. Second one's up and no good, in and out. And another foul called on Clinton. Who will the foul be called? Looks like it's on Bailey Burrows. Bailey Burrows, that's her first, team second of the quarter. Inbounding it is number 3. Gets over to 21. 21 guarded up to 11. 11 being guard into 10. 10 trying to get around. Hard defense right there by Allie York. Get my clock started again. 3 in the wing. Drives in. Looks in for 21. 21 goes up. Thought it was a block, but they're going to call a foul on Carmichael. Carmichael's first, team third in this first quarter. 4:47 to go. 5-2. 21's will be going up for her third and fourth free throw attempts so far in this game. First one's a little heavy off the back end. Still 5-2. Checking in for the Lady Dragons is Sydney Harrell. Sitting down is Bailey Burrows.
5-2 your score. As at the line will be Beeler. Beeler's second shot.
Beeler's up.
On its way.
And it's good. 6-2 is the score right now with 4:47 to go. Carmichael inbounding. Carmichael to Gamble. Gamble getting a lot of pressure on her. Picks it up, able to dribble her across the timeline. Picked up about 2/3 the way across. Gets it over to Carmichael. Carmichael the top, looking for someone to get open. Dribbling it away. York finally gets up for a dribble handoff. York now takes it to the very top. Trying to drive in. Back out to Moody. Moody driving in. Blocked by 21. Rebound Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap on a fast break opportunity. 3-on-2. Bounce pass. Up and good. 8-2 is the score right now. 4:13 to go and a timeout called by Clinton. 4:10 to go in the game. And not a timeout. They're going. I guess they call the kickball. 4:10 to go. 8-2 is the score. Inbounds to Gamble. Gamble back to York. York racing across the timeline. York tried to get a cross pass over to Carmichael, but it was tipped. Good defense by Cumberland Gap right there. Tipped out by number 3. Still be Clinton ball. About 4:04 left to go in this first quarter. York to inbound. York to Moody. Moody dribble pass inside to Carmichael. Carmichael went up for the basket, but it was fouled by number 21. I think that is her second foul. That is her second, team second of the quarter. 3:58 to go. Still 8-2 is the score right now. Carmichael a little hard on that first shot off the back of the rim. Substitutions, 26 now in for 21 for Cumberland Gap. Carmichael's up and good. 8-3 the score now. A little less than 4 minutes to go in this first quarter of play. Cumberland Gap walking it up. Moody waiting on the point guard to come up with it. Picked up by Moody and Harrell. Harrell with the tip. Almost able to get it back to Clinton. Nice defense right there. Anticipation of that pass by Sydney Harrell. 3 waiting into the inbound. 3 gets it in. Picked up by Harrell and Moody. Gamble tips it out of bounds, but still last touch by Cumberland Gap. Three looking to inbound. High inbound to the corner. She's getting stopped, trapped, and they're going to call a foul on Addie Gamble. It's going to be the fourth team foul with 3:38 to go. Any more fouls by Clinton, and there will be shooting free throws the rest of the quarter for Cumberland Gap. To inbounds to 12. 12 jumps up and good on the layup. 10-3 the score. Early quick start by Cumberland Gap. Moody with the ball. Moody up to Gamble. Gamble getting tipped. Gamble getting between two screens. Drives it up the middle. Hard off the backboard. Rebound Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap racing. Don't have the numbers, but 10 runs all the way up the court. Puts up a wild one. Rebound by Clinton. Carmichael now racing up court. Carmichael cutting in. Almost went for a trap. They're going to call a foul on Clinton. Josie Moody. It's going to be Moody's second. It's going to be the 15th foul, so that's going to be free throws for Cumberland Gap. It's Moody's second foul and 15th foul of the quarter. So 25 will be going to the line shooting two. Already 5 team fouls in this quarter for Clinton, down 7 early in this game. 25 taking her first free throw attempts. First one is up and it's good. 11-3 your score right now. 3:08 to go in this first quarter. Bailey Burrows checking in for Josie Moody. So on the floor for your Lady Dragons, you've got Gamble, Burrows, Harrell, York, and Carmichael. Second shot is up and good. 12-3 is the score right now with a little over 3 minutes to go. Gamble gets the inbound. Gamble across to the top of the circle. Gets over to Harrell. Harrell in the corner, back up to York. York trying to get away from number 10. Number 10, Gardner, really hard. Gets over to Gamble. Gamble looking for something. Gets a screen by Burrows, gets open. Trade off on the defenders now. 10 on Gamble. Gamble driving in, looking for a quick basket. Got fouled, and the far official calls the foul. The official underneath the basket did not call the foul, but Gamble will go up to the line for two. That's the third team foul of the game for Cumberland Gap. Adding Gamble up for the first one is good. 12-4 right now is the score with 2:39 to go left in this first quarter of play. Gamble at the line for her second. Good. Cuts the lead to within 7. First basket's made by Clinton since the early minutes of this quarter. 10 walking it across the timeline, gets over to 3. Being double teamed now by Carmichael and Moody. Go up for 3, and it's good. 10 with the first three-pointer of the game. 15-5 is your score. Largest lead of the night for the Panthers at 10. Bailey Burrows gets the ball going in, gets over to Sydney Harrell for 3. 3 answered by Harrell. 15-8 is now the score for the Clinton Lady Dragons trailing the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers. 12 driving in. 12 goes up, Wild with the basket, off the backboard, off the rim, and good. 17-8 is the score right now. York inbounds to Gamble. Wild inbound pass stolen by Cumberland Gap. No one's got the possession yet. They're going to call timeout Cumberland Gap. First timeout of the game will be called by Cumberland Gap with 1:46 to go in this first quarter. Score is 17-8. We're going to take a quick timeout. You're listening to Clinton Lady Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Lady Dragon basketball here on Dragon Vision. Your score with 146 remaining in this first quarter. 17-8, the Lady Panthers lead the Clinton Lady Dragons. It will be Lady Panther basketball. They called a timeout as possession was theirs, but it was getting trapped by the Lady Dragons almost for a jump ball. And jump ball would have given possession arrow back to the Lady Dragons. 3 to inbound, gets it to 10. 10 back to 3, guarded by York and Gamble. Gets it in to 25, tipped around and good. 11-point lead for the Lady Panthers over the Lady Dragons as Gamble takes it across the timeline. Trailed by Burrows. Gamble over to York. York looked like she was going to go for 3. Gets a high pass over to Gamble. Brought in by Gamble. Bounce pass over to Carmichael. Up to York. York goes in for a runner. Off the backboard, no good. Rebound. York gets her own rebound. York bounces it off the knee of Cumberland Gap. Smart move right there by Allie York. Still 19-8 is your score with 1:13 to go as substitution for Cumberland Gap. 11 comes out and 30 comes in. So you've got York to inbound. York inbounds to Gamble. Gamble dribbling it around at the top. Gets it over to York. York coming across. Picked up right at the top of the circle. Back to Gamble. Cumberland Gap playing a zone. Gamble drives in. Dribbles it off her own foot. Picked up by Carmichael off the backboard. Gets her own rebound. Off the backboard again. No rebound. Last touch by Clinton. Last touch by Gamble. About 44 seconds left to go. 19-8 is your score in the first quarter of play. 30 with the inbound to 3. 3 gets up to 25, into 20, guarded by Carmichael. 20 looking for someone open, get high pass to 3. 3 holding it, may hold it for the last shot of the quarter. Guarded by York. Dribbling it around, going to dribble in, gets it over to 20. 20 guarded by Carmichael, picked up by Harrell. Drives it in, looks for 35, last touch by 35. 20 seconds to go. And it's Clinton basketball, trailing by 11. Largest lead of the night for the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers. York to inbound. York to Gamble, tipped by 10, but picked up by York. York running across the timeline over to Gamble. Gamble driving in. Wild underneath the basket. Did not gather that one the right way. And gets it back. One last chance for Cumberland Gap to extend the slate. It's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Clinton. 6 seconds to go. 6 seconds to go. Score after one, 19-8. Cumberland Gap leads your Clinton Lady Dragons. We're going to take a quick break. You are listening to Clinton Lady Dragon basketball on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Lady Dragon basketball here on Dragon Vision. Your Clinton Lady Dragons trail the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers right now 19-8 as we get ready to begin the second quarter. It has been 12 days. Actually, it will be Cumberland Gap basketball. It has been 12 days since the Clinton Lady Dragons have played a basketball game. Their last game was against Gibbs in a dominating fashion. 3 gets the ball, throws it inside, guarded by a couple Lady Dragons. Back to the outside, now guarded by York. 11 guarded by York, 11 mishandles it, goes up. Bad shot on the play. 25 gets it, makes it good. 13-point lead, largest lead of the night for the Lady Panthers. 21-8. Addie Gamble with the basketball. Gamble dribbling at the top, goes around the outside. Looked like she was going to go for 3. Bounce passed in to Lady Carmichael, but it misplayed. and out of bounds. Last touch by Cumberland Gap. Allie York to inbound. York trying to get somebody open. York gets up top to Laney Carmichael. Carmichael double teamed over to Gamble. Gamble lines up for three, no good. Gets over to York. York bounce, pat, bank shot, and good. Second three-pointer of the game for the Lady Dragons. First by Sydney Harold, now by Allie York. 21-11 is the score right now. A little over 7 minutes to go in this first half. Lady Dragons have cut the lead to 10. 3 for 3, no good. Rebound, 12. Up for 2, rebound 11. 11 guarded by Harrell. Harrell with the block. Last touched. Did they call a foul or did they call last touch? I guess they said last touch by the Lady Dragons. No foul. Substitutions for they're on Cumberland Gap. They will say it was last touch by Clinton. Inbounds and good. 12-point lead for Cumberland Gap. Quick inbounds by Allie York to Addie Gamble. Gamble across this timeline. Gamble driving in. Will get fouled on the inbound, so there's going to be a foul called as she was driving in. First team foul of the second quarter for the Cumberland Gap. 6:38 to go. Inbounds recovered by Gamble. Gamble across the timeline. Top of the key. Gamble looking for a three, no good. Gets it to York for a deep three, no good. Rebound to Clinton. Phillips rebounds in, and Carmichael drives in, gets hard, foul. No basket, but the second team foul of the quarter for Cumberland Gap, and Carmichael will be at the line for 2. Carmichael's trying to bring this game within 10 points early in the second quarter. First one's up and good. 23-12, Cumberland Gap leads your Clinton Lady Dragons early in the second quarter. Substitutions, you got Rod in for Harrell for the Lady Dragons. Up, no good, rebound, Cumberland Gap. 11-point lead, and they're going to call a foul on Laney Carmichael. They call a quick foul on Laney Carmichael. It's going to be her. That's team foul number 1 for Clinton. I think that's foul number 3 for Laney Carmichael. Substitutions. Bailey Burrows comes in for Laney Carmichael as Cumberland Gap inbounds. Not sure what that foul was, because it was as soon as the ball went in the direction of Carmichael, they blew the whistle for the foul. Double team over to the corner. Looked like she's going to try to go for 3. No, goes in, drives in. No, call for a travel. I thought they were about to call Bailey Burrows for a foul, but they're going to call a travel. Turnover. Ball now goes to the Lady Dragons. York to inbound. York to Gamble. Gamble to walk it up. Gamble across the timeline to the top of the circle. Bounces out. Goes to the corner for York, or for Rod. Rod, three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Cumberland Gap. 12 with the rebound, running across the timeline, picked up by Gamble. Gamble gets over to the corner, goes for 3, good. 14-point lead. Largest lead of the night for the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers. Lady Dragons need to get some kind of run going to get some momentum. York looked like she was going to go for 3, decided against it, drives in, goes for a runner off the backboard, good. 14 points for the Lady Dragons, 26 points for the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers. Lady Panthers walking it across, going to be picked up, 10 going to be picked up by Gamble. Over to the left arc, runs in, gets it inbounds, and good. 28-14 the score. Lady Panthers have doubled up the Lady Dragons as of right now. 14-point lead. Gamble bounces to Burrows. Burrows into York. York runs it back out. Tipped, last touch by Cumberland Gap. 4:46 to go in this first half. Lady Dragons trail by 14. Most they've trailed by all night. Most they've trailed by in most of their games this season. York inbound to Gamble. Gamble at the timeline. Gamble walking it up, telling everyone to clear out. Gets it over to Carmichael. Carmichael on the wing, back up to Burrows. Burrows behind the top of the circle. Gets it over to York. York at the top of the circle. A little bit deep. Drives in. Goes up for a runner. No good. Wild shot. Rebound Gamble. Gamble stopped. Gets it back to Burrow for three. Good. Big three-pointer by Bailey Burrow. Gets the Lady Dragons within 11. Lady Dragons down 11. 4:15 to go. Full court pressure coming on. Deep pass for Cumberland Gap. Bounce up and good. 30-17 is the score as Gamble takes the ball across the timeline to the top of the circle. Gamble, bounce pass in, gets it back, stolen. Breakaway, 2-on-1. Number 10 goes up for a basket, no good. Rebound, Gamble fights for the rebound. Goes up, gets it to Carmichael. Carmichael to Burrows. Burrows stop, pop, up, no good. Rebound, Cumberland Gap. Gap to 10. 10, running it across. Picked up by Gamble. Fast-moving action here right now. 13 with the ball. Bounces up, stolen by Gamble. 10, deflected by Carmichael. Up to York. York up, no good. Hard off the backboard. Rebound, Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap trying to slow the pace down a little bit. 3:20 to go. Cumberland Gap up 13. Substitutions ready for the Clinton Lady Dragons. Ball in the corner. Up to 3. 3 tipped a little bit by Moody, but Moody gets it. But 3 gets it back. 3 go to the other corner. Picked up now by Burrows and by York. York strips it. Going back, York picks it up. York 2-on-1 with Moody. York stops just inside the 3. No good. A little wild. Rebound. Cumberland Gap. That one was an air ball by York. York not looking like herself right now. Taking a lot of wild shots. You got a couple substitutions trying to come in for the Lady Dragons on the next dead ball. 12 gets it off the foot of York. Stripped by Burrows. Picked up. It was picked up by Carmichael. But out of bounds, last touch by the Lady Dragons. Now you got 2 substitutions coming in. 2:40 to go in the first half. 30-17 your score. Lady Panthers lead your Lady Dragons. Into 21. 21 up for 2, no good. Rebound Carmichael. Carmichael running it up. Carmichael, Burrows, Hutchison, Moody. There's Hutchison going up. Foul by 25. Hutchison's going to go to the line for 2. It'll be the 3rd team foul of the quarter for the Lady Panthers. Up and good. First basket made by Hutchison today. 30-18 is the score right now. 2:30 to go in this first half. Second up, off the backboard, no good. Rebound by Cumberland Gap. 3's got the ball, walking it across the timeline. Less than 2.5 minutes to go. Cumberland Gap up by 12. Lady Dragons need a stop and a couple baskets to get themselves into a good position going into the halftime. Right now, it looks like possession arrow is favoring the Lady Dragons, so a tie-up or the end of the half will give the ball back to the Lady Dragons to start the second half right now. Lady Panthers just passing the ball around right now, not wanting to give the Lady Dragons any chance to steal it. Lady Dragons have had several deflections tonight. 3 drives in, gets it back out to someone behind the 3, gets over to 10. 10 back up at the top of the circle, guarded by Harold. 10 lines up for 3, no good. Rebound, timeout, Lady Dragons. Rebounded by Hutchison. 1:40 to go, and the Lady Dragons lead 30-18. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Clinton Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Lady Dragon Basketball here on Dragon Vision. Your score, Lady Panthers of Cumberland Gap lead your Clinton Lady Dragons 30-18 with 1 minute, 40 seconds left in the first half. Lady Dragons have been down by as many as 15 points in this first half so far. Inbound, Josie Moody to Carmichael, back to Moody. Moody comes across the timeline with it to the front court. Moody into Burrows. Burrows to spin and good. Lady Dragons now within 10 points. Lady Dragons need a stop and a couple more baskets here to make sure to get a good shot going. Be within striking distance coming out of halftime. 30-20 your score as Cumberland Gap walks across the timeline. Addie Gamble looks like she's ready to check back in for the Lady Dragons. 10 walks across, blocked by Lainey Carmichael. Big block right there by Lady Carmichael. Possession stays with Cumberland Gap with 1:04 to go in this first half. Gamble checks in, Harrell checks out. Inbounding the ball. Trying to find somebody. Bounce pass into 11. 11 guarded, no good. Rebound to 21. Burrows gets it. Long pass to Carmichael. Carmichael drives in, goes up. Good basket. 30-22 now. 4-0 run for the Lady Dragons coming out of the timeout. Lady Panthers walking it up. May try to hold this to try to get the last shot. 20 with the ball. Over to 20 now with the ball. 21. Pass to 21. Stolen by Gamble. Gamble running across. Gamble going quick. Stop. Pop. Short. Rebound. Cumberland Gap. Gamble picks up 12. 12 on the rebound. 12 comes across with it. Driving in. Loses control. Picked up by Carmichael. 19 seconds left. Carmichael racing it in. Carmichael's the last 4 baskets for the Lady Dragons. Gets it back to Gamble. Gamble tries to get over to Carmichael. A little bit tipped. Carmichael picks up. Goes in. Pop. Up. And good. 6-point lead for Cumberland Gap. 3 seconds left. 2, 1. Full court heave. No good. On a 6-0 run, the end of the first half, Lady Panthers lead your Lady Dragons 30-24. We're going to take a quick break. You were listening to Clinton Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Lady Dragon basketball here on Dragon Vision, getting ready to start the third quarter of play. The score right now, the Clinton Lady Dragons trail the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers 30-24. Clinton Lady Dragons going on an 8-0 run to end the first half, to pull within 6 points after trailing by as many as 15. Allie York going in the corner, stolen, should have been a walk. They do call a walk. It dribbled off Allie York's foot. Three tried to get it, got caught between her legs. She slid across the timeline, and ends up being a turnover. Allie York now will take the inbound. Allie York to Gamble, 7:50 to go remaining in this first half, or third quarter, excuse me. Gamble driving in, bounce pass over to Burrows. Burrows into Carmichael, up and good. Carmichael with the last 10 points for the Clinton Lady Dragons. Lady Dragons cut the lead now within 4 after trailing by as many as 15 in the first half. We're trying to check in on other scores around the area for you, just so you can know how the district's going. All teams from district are in action tonight. 10 goes in, wild shot, no good. Rebound York. York walking it up, going across, gets over to Josie Moody. Moody driving in, Moody up, and good. Lady Dragons now trail 30-28. Lady Dragons closest they've been since the opening basket of the game. It's the closest they've been since it was 5-3 actually in the first quarter. 10 dribbling the ball across, picked up by Carmichael. Drives it in, tipped, and last touch by the Dragons. 6:50 to go in this third quarter. Last touch, Allie York. 3 to inbound. 3, tipped by Moody, picked up by 21. 21 dribbles around, basket good. Ends the 14 or 12-0 run by the Lady Dragons. Carmichael tried to get it to York, but was out past her outstretched arms. 32-28, 6:37 to go in this third quarter. Walking it over to the front court, 21 with the ball, 21 over to 3. 3, wild pass to 21, outstretched her arm, but she does get it back. Guarded hard by Bailey Burrows. Into 3 up high off the backboard, no good. Rebound 11, off the backboard and good. 4-0 run now by the Lady Panthers to Carmichael for 3, no good. Rebound, Josie Moody. Moody to Gamble. Gamble to York. York for 3, no good. Rebound, tipped by Moody to 10. Cumberland Gap rebound. 10 driving up, trying to split the defenders. 10 goes up, wild, no good. Last touch says it was by the Dragons. Thought it was touched by Cumberland Gap, but they're going to say last touch by the Lady Dragons. 5:59 to go. Lady Dragons trail by 6. Cumberland Gap on a 4-0 run. Inbound to 10. 10 not paying attention, being guarded by Carmichael. 10 over to 11, guarded by Gamble. Stolen, tips almost stolen by Josie Moody. 5:47 to go. 34-28 your score. Lady Dragons trail by 6. Cumberland Gap on a 4-0 run after the Lady Dragons went on a 12-0 run between the second and third quarters. Inbound to 12, guarded by Gamble. Trying to spin, get away from Gamble. Gamble using the sides of the backboard, guarded by York. Fake to 3, trying to go in, bounce pass up off the backboard, good. 8-point lead by the Cumberland Gap Panthers. Gamble's got it. Gamble crosses the timeline with it into the front court. Gamble running around, looking for something. Does a pop? No. Gets it back to York. York driving around, dribble hand off to Moody. Moody drives in, up to Carmichael, up and good. 30-36 is your score. Lady Panthers lead the Clinton Lady Dragons. 10 walking it across very slowly. Getting picked up by Carmichael. Goes across the timeline before the 10-second warning. To 11, guarded by Moody. 11 drives in, gets over to 3. Going for 3 herself. No good. Hard off the backboard. Rebound. Gamble. Gamble racing it up. Gamble driving all the way down. Gets it to Carmichael. Blocked by 21. Sorry you missed that. My camera actions are not as good as I'm calling the game as well. 4:46 to go in the third quarter. Lady Dragons trail by 6. Inbound stolen by number 10. 10 racing up by herself. Has no help. Stops to wait for her help. 10 throws it into 21. Tipped by Burrows into the hands of York. York with another steal. York coming across the timeline. York to Burrows. Burrows looked like she's going for three, going to drive it in, but loses it off her foot. Turnover, Lady Dragons. Lady Dragons trail 36-30 with 4:23 left to go in this third quarter. 10 with walking the ball up. Picked up by Carmichael. Over to 3, picked up by York. Drives in, gets her way out everybody, gets her own rebound. Block, no, they're going to call a foul though. Shooting foul, first foul of the quarter for the Lady Dragons. The foul will be called on Carmichael. That's her third. With 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go. Short. Foster's first free throw attempt in this one, short. 36-30 is the score. Third quarter, substitutions coming in. You've got Hutchison and Harrell coming in. You have York and Carmichael also sitting. Second free throw's up and good. 37-30 is the score with just over 4 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Addie Gamble up off the backboard and good. Gamble taking it coast to coast on that one from the inbound. 32-37. Dragons trail by 5. Gamble picking up number 10. Number 10 got the hot hand for the Lady Panthers. Gets over to 12. 12 tipped by Burrows. Burrows over to Moody. Moody racing down. Moody over to Gamble. Gamble stutter step. Reverse off the backboard. No good. Last touch they say by the Lady Dragons. Giving the ball to Cumberland Gap. 3:28 to go. 37-32. Lady Panthers lead the Clinton Lady Dragons. Lady Dragons trying to keep their winning streak alive right now, even though it's just the third quarter. Lady Dragons coming in tonight 15-4. 5-game win streak. 4-0 in district play. Harrell picking up number 3. Moody almost stealing the pass to number 2. Number 2 drives up and off the backboard, off the rim, and good. 39-32 is the score. Lady Dragons trail by 7. Lady Dragons were within 2 earlier in this quarter. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by number 10 for Cumberland Gap, giving the ball back to the Lady Dragons. A little over 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Gamble to Moody. Moody walking across the G and Cumberland Gap logo. Moody going around Hutchison. Over to Harrell. Back up to Gamble at the top of the circle. Gamble trying to find the path. Gets it poked away, regains it. Gamble trying to find a path to get open. And Gamble backs at 4-3 off the backboard. No good. Rebound 25. Timeout called as an injured Cumberland Gap just is sitting on the court. You can hear some of the parents are getting upset right now. Some of the parents are getting upset right now that there's been no calls, but there's been no calls in this entire third quarter except for one foul. The coach for Cumberland Gap talking to the coach saying that she was elbowed and knocked down by Addie Gamble. She got 2:39 to go right now. As number 10 looks like she's getting helped off the court. Everyone clapping for her. They're going to have a substitution, in fact. It was a timeout called by the refs. It was not called by either team. They called the head official called the timeout. It's going to be Cumberland Gap basketball. About 2:39 to go. Inbound, Cumberland Gap with the inbound. 3 now, taking the point. Guard by Moody, running around. Tipped, last touch by Addie Gamble. 2:28 to go. 3 to inbound. 3 to 11, guarded by Burrows. Over to 2, guarded by Moody. Moody to 3. 3 lines up for a deep 3. No good. Air ball. And it's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Cumberland Gap. 2:20 to go. 7-point lead by Cumberland Gap. Burrows inbounds to Gamble. Gamble running it across the timeline. Going down. Drives in. Loses control. Picked up by 3. Gamble lost control again. Almost a travel right there. It's over to 12. Back to 3. 3 guarded by Gamble. To 11. Guarded by Burrows. Up to 2. Guarded by Moody. Trying to drive in. Hard and good runner. 9-point lead. After the Lady Dragons had it within 2, they're now trailing by 9. 41-32. Gamble with the ball. Gamble tried to get it into Burrows. Tipped and stolen by Cumberland Gap. Lady Dragons just not on point in this game with their passing or their shooting. Goes across the start timeline. Over to 12, picked up by Harrell. Screen by 21. Pass off, gets over to Burrows on the guarding. It's over, tipped, stolen, almost stolen. Panthers keep the basketball. Lines up top of the key, short and out of bounds. Last touch on the shot. 1:15 to go. Lady Dragons trail by 9. Mass substitutions. Carmichael and York coming back in for the Lady Dragons. Hutchison and Harrell sitting down for the Lady Dragons. 1:15 left in this third quarter. Lady Dragons trail by 9. Lady Dragons trail by 6. Coming into this quarter, trail by 9 now, but outscored by 3. Moody with the ball to the corner where Carmichael is. Carmichael driving in. Gets fouled. Finally the call on number 11.
It's going to be a shooting foul. Carmichael's going to go to the line again. Team foul number 2. Should be second team foul. Should be number 2. I thought, well, maybe it is number 1. Carmichael with her first on this one. 33-41 now your score. Both teams with 1 foul in this quarter. Carmichael up and good. 7-point lead now. Substitutions. Topanga Easterday coming in now for the Lady Dragons as Bailey Burrows sits down. First time for Easterday coming in all night. Full court pressure. Full length pass. Gets it up to number 10. Up and good. 43-34. Easterday with it. Easterday over to Gamble. Gamble pulls back. Gamble trying to drive in. Wild pass over to Easterday. Easterday dribble pass over to Moody. Moody back to Gamble. Gamble trying to drive in. Gets some space. Gets fouled. No basket. But does get the foul call. 45 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Lady Dragons trying to pull within 7 with these 2 free throws. First one up. First one good. 35-43. Lady Panthers lead. York Clinton Lady Dragons. Second one up and good. Lady Dragons within 7 now with 45 seconds to go. Trying to inbounds it to 10. 10 back in after taking a hard fall earlier in this quarter. Guarded by Easterday. Gets around Easterday. Gamble picks her up. Easterday gets it, tips it out. Stolen by Carmichael. Carmichael up to Moody. Moody up off the backboard and good! Lady Dragons within 5 with 30 seconds left to go in this first half. Pressure. Three's got it. Guarded by Moody. Coming up. Get to York. Tipped. Stolen. Stolen. Carmichael with it. Carmichael over to Gamble. Gamble at the top of the circle. Back to Carmichael. Carmichael driving in. 10 seconds left. To Moody. Jump. A little bit long. 2 gets it. 5 seconds left. 2. Drifts it over. Going for a half-court heave. Puts it up. No good. Dragons pick up 1 in this quarter, making it 43-38. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Clinton Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Lady Dragon basketball here on Dragon Visions. We get ready to start the fourth and final quarter. Lady Dragons trail by 5. Lady Dragons have trailed by as many as 15, been as close as 2. Got within 2. Full court pressure now. Tipped by Moody. Picked up by 2. Guarded by York. York over. Now triple teams. Up to 3. Guarded by Moody. Inbounds. Tipped by Burrows. Picked up by 21, but it's going to be a foul. Burrows going to pick up either her third or fourth foul. 7:47 to go. First team foul of the quarter. .21 at the line, looking to extend an already 5-point lead by the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers. Here's the first one. Up, no good, off the back end of the rim. Should have one more attempt on the court for your Lady Dragons in their black uniforms. York, Burrows, Carmichael, Moody, and Gamble, your starting 5. Second one's up, and it's good. 6-point lead for the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers. Gamble with the ball. Gamble to Moody across the timeline. Moody to Burrows. Burrows driving in, stop, pop, and no good. Rebound, Moody. Moody back to Burrows. Burrows in to Carmichael, good! Lady Dragons within 4. Beautiful passing, beautiful shooting by the Lady Dragons on that one. Full court pressure now. Moody guarding number 10, trying to keep her in the backcourt, looking for a 10-second shot. Looking for it. They get it out. Oh, 25 grabs it in the front court. 25 into 22, it looks like. Can't tell. And blocked. Rebound. Burrows over to York. York up to Moody. Moody slows it down a little bit, drives in, gets it over to Carmichael. Carmichael driving in, going for a rebound. Got hit, no call. 44-47 minutes to go. Going in to 10. 10 lined up for a 3. Sidesteps Gamble. Goes up for 3. No good. Rebound York. York running around the outside. York up to Gamble. Gamble guarded by 10. Gets fouled. That's the first team foul for Cumberland Gap in this fourth quarter. So once again on the court for your Lady Dragons. Gamble, York, Burrows, Carmichael, and Moody. 6:40 to go and counting. Gamble with the ball, looking to get, and an offensive foul called. Not sure, and they're going to call it on Carmichael. I believe that's her 4th.
Oh, that's on Carmichael away from the basketball.
I believe that's her 4th. So they're going to call it backcourt. You got number 10 with the ball. Lady Dragons looking to pick up. Gets over to 12. 12 goes into 11. Tip to 25. Blocked. Allie York with the block. Jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Clinton. 6:18 to go. Clinton trail by 4. 44-40. Clinton looking to get within 1 possession. Trying to see who's going to throw the ball in. They're going to cut Burrows to throw the ball in. Burrows going to throw the ball in. Burrows to Gamble. Gamble coming across the timeline with it. Lady Dragons trail by 4 with a little over 6 minutes to go in regulation. Gamble drives in. Bounce pass stolen. Was trying to get it to Carmichael. Gamble full court pressure on number 10. 10 shielding the ball away, gets over to 25. Back to 10. 10 still being guarded. They're going to call a foul though on Gamble. Gamble wasn't even near her when they got the foul call, but they're going to give it to Gamble. That's going to be team foul number 3 already on Clinton in this quarter. 2 to inbound. 2 to 10. Guarded by Gamble. Gamble trying to get her. Gamble steals. Good hands by Gamble. Slowing it down. Goes up underneath. Gets fouled on the shot by number 10. Gamble to the line for 2 to try to bring Clinton within 1 possession. Addie Gamble going to shoot 2. Second team foul for Cumberland Gap in this half. First one's up, first one's good. Lady Dragons within 3. 5:40 to go in this first half. Gamble up. Gamble good. Lady Dragons within 2, closest they've been since early in the second quarter when they made a big run and got within 2. Inbounding. Bounce pass to 10, guarded by York. Gets by York. Picked up, got triple team, gets stale, but they're going to call a foul on Gamble. Gamble with the last 2 fouls. It's going to be the 14th foul in the first half or the fourth quarter. Any more fouls will be shooting for the Lady Panthers. Lady Dragons trail by 2, but they do have 14 fouls already. So any more fouls will be shooting for the Lady Panthers. Trying to inbound it, looking for someone to get open. Probably going to call a timeout here in just a second. No, gets to 21. Off the rebound, no good. Rebound Moody. It was off the backboard. Rebound Moody. Moody dribbling around, looks in, gets it over to Carmichael. Carmichael driving in, gets it back to York. York fakes a 3, drives in, runner from the line, good! Tie game! Tie game, and a timeout called by Lady Panthers with 5:19 to go. Lady Dragons have tied it. First tie game since opening quarter. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Clinton Lady Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Dragon Basketball, Clinton Lady Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Once again, if you want to watch these games, go to youtube.com/@DragonVisionCHS. Score with 5:19 to go. All tied up, 44-44. First time it's been tied since it was 0-0 to open the game. Lady Dragons have never trailed, but have a chance if they can get a stop and a steal. Pass into 21, 3 going for 3. No good. Rebound, 2. Cumberland Gap with the rebound, bounce pass to 3, 3 inside the 21, guarded by Burrows, it's good. 46, Carmichael tried to bounce pass it to Burrows, didn't touch it. Last touch by Clinton, ball goes over to Cumberland Gap. 4:36 to go. Lady Dragons trail by 2. Lady Dragons trying to keep their perfect district record alive. Late substitution, 10 coming in for 2 for Cumberland Gap. 3 looking to inbound. Got no one open yet. Trying to get somebody. Gets it over to 12, guarded by Moody. Over to 3, guarded by York. York tips it out. Last touch, there we'll say by York. 4:28 to go. 3 looking to inbound. 3 gets it to 10. 10 very slowly coming across timeline, picked up by Gamble. 11 with a screen, getting the switch. Over to 3, guided by York. Trying to go for the steal. York gets it in, stolen. York gets the steal, gets over to Carmichael, and a foul. Foul by 3. 13 foul, or foul by 12. Sorry. That's the third team foul. 46-44. 4:08 to go in regulation. Gamble with the ball. Lady Dragons looking to tie or take the lead for the first time today. Over across the timeline they go. Over to off York's face, but York gathers it back. Calls a timeout because it hits her in the face. 30-second timeout, Clinton. We're going to take a quick timeout. You're listening to Clinton Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Clinton Lady Dragon Basketball. Welcome back. This is Clinton Lady Dragon Basketball. The score 46-44. York with the ball. York down, Clinton driving by 2, gets over to Moody. Moody to the corner to Carmichael. Carmichael across to York. York for a deep 3. Good! Lady Dragons take the lead for the first time today. 3:40 to go in this game. First lead of the night for the Lady Dragons. Trail by as many as 15. Now lead by 1. Lady Dragons still putting on the pressure. York grabbed by 3. 3 runs in, gets out 21. 21 guarded. Got back to 3. 12 for 3. Up short. Rebound 10. No. Yes. But they're going to be fouled. They're going to call the foul on Addie Gamble. That's her 4th, team 5th. So Cumberland Gap will be at the line for 2. 3:18 to go. Lady Dragons lead by 1. 10 at the line for her first. She's taking her first one. Good. Tie game, 47-47, 3:18 to go in this game. 10 going up, getting the ball, getting ready to go for her second. Trying to give the Lady Panthers the lead back. Her second shot's up and good. Lady Panthers lead by 1, 48-47. Lady Dragons looking to regain the lead on this possession. About 3:15 to go. Burrows with the ball. Burrows over to Carmichael. Carmichael driving in. Up, off the backboard, no good. Gets her own rebound. Up, fouled. She will be at the line for 2. 3:06 to go. Carmichael going to the line for 2 to try to give the Lady Dragons their second lead of the night. Here comes her first. Up and no good off the side of the rim. 48-47, 3:06 to go. Carmichael looking to try to tie it on this free throw for the Lady Dragons. She's up, tie game, 48-48, 3:06 to go. Ten with the ball on the inbound. Walking it across. She's going to be picked up by Allie York when she gets across the timeline. Less than 3 minutes to go in regulation. All tied up here at Cumberland Gap. 4, Burrows guarding number 21. Back to 10, guarded by York. Walking backwards on the logo for Cumberland Gap. Gets over to 4, almost stolen by Moody. Drives in, gets 21. 21 fake to 3, drives in, up, no good. Rebound, Cumberland Gap into 21, up off the backboard and good. 50-48 the score with 2.5 minutes left to go in regulation. Carmichael up, Carmichael back to York. York dribbling around, gets double teamed now. Over to Carmichael. Carmichael drives in. Over to Gamble. Gamble going for 3, up, no good. Rebounds, Cumberland Gap. Over to 3. 3 walking across. 2 minutes remaining. Lady Dragons down by 2. Gets it up, goes in to 11, all by herself for 2. Lady Dragons up by 4, or down by 4. 1:57 left. 1:57 left. Lady Dragons trail by 4. We're going to take a quick break as the Lady Dragons call timeout. You are listening to Clinton Lady Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Lady Dragon Basketball here on Dragon Vision. Your Clinton Lady Dragons trailing the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers 48-52. Lady Dragons have led twice by 1, but have trailed by as many as 15 tonight. Lady Dragons had the lead just a couple of minutes ago before being outscored by 5 in the last 2 minutes by the Lady Panthers. 1:57 to go. Allie York to inbound. Allie York to Addie Gamble. Gamble coming across the timeline, looking to get the Lady Dragons within one possession. Addie Gamble over to Sydney Hare. Josie Moody for 2, no good. For 3, no good. Tipped out of bounds, last touch by Cumberland Gap. 1:45 to go. Allie York looks like she's going to inbound. That was Josie Moody on the last 3. York in to Moody. Moody up for 2, good! Lady Dragons now trail by 2. Full court pressure by the Lady Dragons. Gamble, York, and Moody all in the backcourt. Up to 12 in the front court. 12 over to 11. 11, bounce pass to 21. 21 fights around, gets up by 2. 54-50, timeout called. 1:25 to go. Timeout called. 1:25 to go in this regulation. Lady Dragons coming into tonight 15-4, 4-0 in district play. Cumberland Gap coming into tonight 1-3 in district play. Lady Dragons coming in on a 5-game win streak. Hasn't lost a game since they got back into Tennessee from their Florida Christmas trip. Timeout looked to have been called by Cumberland Gap. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay here. We're going to keep this game going. We're going to see what happens in these next 1:25. Can the Lady Dragons make another comeback and take the lead on the last second and get a huge win and move to 5-0 in district play? Once again, we're coming to you live from Cumberland Gap High School as we get ready to play the last 1:25 of regulation. It is Clinton basketball after a big layup by the Cumberland Gap Lady Panthers. 54-40. Lady Panthers lead. York Clinton Lady Dragons as Allie York gets ready for the inbound, and Gamble comes back with her. York to Gamble. Picked up by number 10. Back to York. York over to Gamble. Gamble comes across the top of the key. Drives in off her knee. Stolen. Cumberland Gap with the ball. 10 with the ball. She's driving in. Going to slow it down. Cumberland Gap wild with it. They'll call a foul on Allie York. 2 free throws coming in. Foul should be called on Allie York with 2 free throws now. And a 4-point lead. Very, very physical game tonight. Very, very physical game tonight between these two very good women's programs here in District 4 AAA. First one's up and good. 5-point lead now with just over a minute to go in this fourth quarter. 10's went up for her second free throw attempt. 10 up. No good. Rebound. Tipped out of bounds. Rebound. Big pick up right there by Allie York to save it for Clinton. Looked like it was going to be tipped out of bounds. York with it. York driving out. York up for 3. No good. Rebound. Moody, but they'll call Moody for an offensive foul. That's Moody. Offensive foul over the back. 56 seconds to go. And it's going to be a shooting free throw, too, for the Lady Panthers. Already up 7. Now they got 2 more free throws. And Coach Darty arguing the call with the head official, saying she went straight up. The first free throw coming up and good. 6-point game right now. Now looking to go up by 3 possessions. Second free throw is up and good. 3-possession lead by the Lady Panthers. Carmichael to Gamble. Gamble going to race it up a little quicker than normal this time. Gets the screen. Campbell looked like she's going to go for 3. No. York gets it. York steps back. No. Over to Gamble. Gamble tried again. They're going to call no foul, but it's still going to be a 2-shot free throw regardless of how they call it. It's still going to be 2 shots. It's the 5th team foul for Cumberland Gap. Both teams now shooting for the rest. First one up, no good, but the errant whistle may have messed with that free throw attempt, though. That was an errant whistle. That free throw should not count with that whistle. You blew the whistle right when she shot it. And they're trying to see if that's actually the 5th team foul on Cumberland Gap. I can see it was the 5th team foul on Cumberland Gap. They've had 4 all possession, and now the 2 refs are trying to determine whether or not they want to say it's the 5th foul on Cumberland Gap. They're trying to figure out whether it's. They are giving her the 2nd free throw. They're going to give her the free throw attempt back because of the errant whistle. You had the errant whistle on there, so now she's got 2 free throw attempts. First one's up and good. 57-51. Lady Dragons trail by 6. Gamble at the line, trying to get within 5. You know there's going to be full court pressure after this shot. Up, good. Lady Dragons within 5. 42 seconds to go. Lady Dragons going to try to get them from being able to get the ball back in. Going in. They got it in. And they're going to call a foul on Gamble. They call a push foul on Gamble. That's her 5th. She's going to be out of the game. with 42 seconds to go. Didn't see that push, but the refs did. 42 seconds to go. And Addie Gamble is going to be sitting now. Not sure who they're going to get to replace Gamble right now. It might be Sydney Harrell. They might pull in for that one. The refs are trying to. The refs are now talking to the scorers table, trying to see probably how many fouls she actually has right now. I thought it was her fifth too, going by what you said. And they call a timeout. Clinton's going to call a timeout. We're going to take a timeout with them with your score 57-52. Back in just a few seconds. Welcome back to Clinton Lady Dragon basketball here on Dragon Vision. Sydney Harrell is going to check in for Addie Gamble for her fifth foul. At the line for two after that foul is number 10. Up 5, looking to put them up by 3 possessions. First one's up, ain't good. 58-52 with just under 42 seconds left. She is the leading scorer for the Lady Panthers tonight. 58-52, 42 seconds left. Looking to go up 3 possessions now. Up, no good. Rebound, Bailey Burrows. Burrows over to Carmichael. Carmichael tried to throw it across, stolen by 21 to your 10, foul by 10. 34 seconds left, and Allie York will do a foul. That will either be Allie's 4th or 5th as well. 10's will go back to the line for 2 more. And you can hear a lot of yelling by the parents at Cumberland Gap right now. So she's going 10 at the line for 2. Up 6. First one, up, no good. She's missed her last 2. 33 seconds left to go, 33.6 to be exact. Second free throw attempt is up, it's good. 7-point lead, less than 30 to go. Moody goes in for a runner, off the backboard, no good. Rebound, tie, jump ball, and it's going to go back to Cumberland Gap. It will go to Cumberland Gap with 25 seconds left to go. Up by 7. Lady Dragons look to fall to 15-5 now. And foul. They're going to call a foul. No, they did. They said she stepped on the line. I thought they were going to call that a foul too. They said she stepped on the line. Lady Dragons trail by 7. York to inbound. York to Harrell. Harrell over to Moody. Moody to York. York trying to get open for 3. Dorks one drive in. A weird random shot. No, 14 seconds left. Looks like Cumberland Gap's going to take this lead. 21's got the ball now. 8 seconds left. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's your final score. Lady Panthers beat the Lady Dragons 59-52. We're going to take a break. We'll be back when the Dragons and the Panthers take the court. You're listening to Clinton Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Dragon basketball here on Dragon Vision as we get ready to start the second game of this doubleheader between your Clinton Dragons and the visiting Cumberland Gap, your Clinton Dragons and the home Cumberland Gap Panthers. The Clinton Lady Dragons just earlier, a few minutes ago, fell 57 to 52.
We're back here at Cumberland Gap High School. Glad to have you.
We're getting ready to welcome in the starters for your Clinton Dragons as we get ready to prepare for the Clinton Dragons versus the Cumberland Gap Panthers. Once again, the Lady Dragons fell 59 to 52 with some questionable calls on both sides of the court that happened over the last few days, the last quarter and a half. The next games for the Clinton Dragons will be tomorrow night at Scott, followed by 2 home games next week versus Gibbs and Friday versus these Cumberland Gap Panthers. Now, your starters for your Clinton Dragons. Tegan Bollinger making his second or third start of the season. He missed the game against Gibbs. Jacob Dooley, the second starter. 6'6" senior. Carson Richardson making a big start. Carson Richardson had several huge threes in the last game against Gibbs. Braden Hayden, who will probably be at the point to start this game. He was at the point against Gibbs as well. And you got Carter Nelson as well starting. So once again, your starters will be Carter Nelson, Richardson, Dooley, Bollinger, and Hayden. Now get ready. I'll call the names out for the Cumberland Gap Panthers. Number 2. Number 10, Brady Harris. Number 11, last name Powell. Number 15, Powers. And finally, number 32, Goins is the last one. I'll be calling them out by their numbers as we get ready to tip off this game and begin the second game of this doubleheader. See if the Clinton Dragons can get another district win and pull ever so much closer to the Anderson County Mavericks to see who can win the district title. You'll have number 10. You'll have a battle of the 10s for the tip-off. Hayden versus 10. And the ball is up. Tip controlled by Gibbs. Or Cumberland Gap, excuse me. I'm getting confused by the numbers. I don't know why. But you got number 10 guarded by Richardson. Screen picked up by Nelson. Gets over to 2. 2 over to 32 in the corner. Up, no good. Rebound. Last touched by Cumberland Gap. Inbound to Hayden. Hayden controlling the ball. Hayden with a huge game at point last game against the Gibbs Eagles. Hayden over to Carter Nelson. Nelson back to Hayden. Hayden over to Richardson. Fakes a 3. Back up to Hayden. Hayden over to Nelson. Nelson and to Dooley. Dooley up off the backboard. Good! Basket and 1. Jacob Dooley with the first points of the game. 2-0 with 7:27 left to go in this first quarter. Dooley trying to go for the old-fashioned 3-point play. Dooley up. No good. Rebound Richardson. Richardson back to Dooley. Dooley to Bollinger. Over to Richardson. To Bollinger. Bollinger to Richardson. Richardson up for 3. No good. Rebound Dooley. Dooley with the rebound off the backboard and good! Dooley with the first 4 points of the game for the Dragons, up now 4-0 with 7 minutes to go. 10 being guarded by Richardson. Gets past Richardson, picked up by Hagen. Out of bounds, last touch by Hagen. Less than 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. Dragons lead 4-0. Inbound to 32, guarded by Bollinger. 32, going to call a foul on Dooley, a reach-in foul on Dooley, his first, team first. Yes, foul on Dooley. Team first, his first of the first quarter. 2 being guarded by Nelson on the inbound. Gets it to 10, being guarded by Richardson. 10 trying to body Richardson up, gets over to 32. Guarded by Bollinger, up, no good. Rebound to Nelson. Nelson racing it up the front court. Bounce pass into Bollinger. Bollinger to Hagen. Hagen to Richardson. Richardson to Hagen. Hagen to Carter Nelson. Nelson driving in. Back to Richardson. Richardson up. No good. Long shot. No touch. They're going to give it to Clinton Dragons. 6:27 to go. No, they're going to give it to Cumberland Gap. 6:27 to go. Inbound to 15. 15 tipped out. Last touch by Jacob Dooley. 6:22 to go. Substitution, Jeremiah Lee coming in for Carson Richardson. So you got Nelson, Dooley, Lee. Also, you've got Jackson Alcorn coming in for Jacob Dooley. Dooley. So we've got inbound now. 10 with it. Takes it in. Almost walks. Got the rebound. No good. Rebound to Hagen. Hayden coming up the court in his casual but long strides. High pass off a cheerleader and out of bounds. Braylon Hayden trying to hit somebody, not the cheerleader, but he ends up hitting the cheerleader. Out of bounds. A 30-second timeout called by Cumberland Gap. We're going to take a break with them. You are listening to Clinton Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision. Six minutes, 8 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. Your score, 4-0. Jacob Dooley with all 4 points for the Clinton Dragons. 2 inbound to 15. 15 being double teamed. Guarded, looking for somebody. Gets it back to 15, 2. 2 over to 11. Into 12, 10. 10 goes up, wait for the charge. They call a block, though. They called a block on that one on Jacob Dooley. That'll be Dooley's second foul. Or no, that wasn't on Dooley. That was on Alcorn. That'll be Alcorn's first, team's second. 6 minutes to go. Your score, 4-0. LeBron Booker in for Alcorn. As 10 goes for the and 1. 10 up. No good. Short rebound, Booker. Lee driving in. Lee up off the backboard and good. Lee with 2 points today. Lee with 2. And you got Dooley with 4. 2 guarded by Hayden. Over to 15 guarded by Bollinger. To 10 guarded by Booker. To 2. 2 lined up for 3. No. 15 goes for 3. Guarded by Nelson. No good. Rebound. Booker. Second rebound in back-to-back possessions. Over to Lee. Lee going. Lee up. Hard foul. No good, but he's going to go to the line for 2. It's the second team foul for Cumberland Gap. Hard foul, but a clean foul at the same time. Get Lee holding on to his chest after that one. He got hit in the ribs pretty hard on that one, but he's going to go to the line for 2. On the floor for the Dragons, you got Lee, Hayden, Bollinger, Carter Nelson, first free throw off the front of the rim, and LeBron Booker. That foul looks to have messed with Lee a little bit. Keeps in his ribs checked on. second free throw's up. No good. Rebound, 10. Booker's got 10 going across Booker. Push off a little bit. Another push off. They're going to call a foul on Booker. Foul on Booker. It's going to be his first, team third. So Alcorn, Booker, and Dooley all have one foul in the first quarter. 6-2 your score with just over 5 minutes, 11 seconds, or 5 minutes to go. Powers up with the ball. Guarded by Hagen. Hagen, ball tip. Cumberland Gap regains it. Off the backboard, nice little basket by number 2. He's got all the points for Cumberland Gap so far. Booker going up. Booker, Euro step, no good. Rebound 10. But they're going to call a foul on Clinton. They're going to call a foul probably on LeBron Booker. I think that's his second now. And Dooley's going to check in for Booker. And Booker and Dooley checking in for Booker. 6-4 your score. 32 with the ball. Gets over to 10, being guarded by Dooley. 10 trying to back Dooley down. Up and good. Tie game, 6-6. Hayden with the ball. Hayden going across the timeline over to Dooley. Dooley back to Hayden. Hayden over to Richardson. Or no, Richardson. Carter Nelson. Nelson backing it up. Nelson, Lee, Hayden, Dooley, and Bollinger on the court. Carter Nelson, top of the circle. Carter Nelson on the far side. Walking back, trying to get the call. And a foul called on Cumberland Gap. Trying to get a little antsy, looking for that steal. Weren't able to get the steal. A little antsy on it. So that's going to be his first. Team third. So Clayton's got 4 team fouls. Cumberland Gap now has 3. Oh, over and back because Carter Nelson decided to throw it to, and Hayden had across the timeline, and Carter was in the front court at the time. 6-6 your score, 4:16 to go in this first half, or first quarter. 2 with the ball, guarded by Nelson. Back to 2. 2 guarded by Nelson. Top of the circle, over to 0. 0 looked like he was going for 3. No, guarded by Hayden. Going over to 10, guarded by Lee. Picked up by Hayden. Hayden tipped that ball. Rebound, Nelson back to Hayden. Hayden to Lee. Lee by himself. Spin move up. And they're going to call a travel on Lee on that one instead. They called a travel on Lee. He must have done a hop step and another step before he shot it. 3:51 to go. 6-6 your score. Less than 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. Pressure. They're going to call a foul on Dooley. That's going to be his third foul, I think. Let me see. That's team foul 5 regardless. And he's got 2. And you've got Camden Nelson waiting to check in, more than likely for Dooley.
At the free throw line, number 32. Goins puts up the shot. It's up good.
And Cumberland Gap, first basket, good. They take the lead 7-6.
Dooley will set down.
Camden Nelson checking in for Dooley. So now you've got the Nelson brothers, Bollinger, Hayden, and Lee all on the court. Second shot up, second shot good. 8-6 your score. Cumberland Gap leads your Clinton Dragons as Camden Nelson takes the ball up. Nelson to Nelson. Carter with it now. Carter dribbling. Got Carter to Camden. Nelson to Nelson. Nelson to Nelson again. Carter, Camden, Carter. Camden fakes a 3. Over to Bollinger. Pushing the back, no call. Bollinger up, no good. Air ball. Rebound 11. Pick it up, racing all the way down court. Trying to go cross, but the last touch by Clinton. No foul, but they call the last touch by Clinton. 0, 2, 10, 11, and 32 on the floor for Cumberland Gap. Richardson checking in for Carter Nelson. So you got Richardson, Camden Nelson, Hayden, Lee, and Bollinger. Inbounds, can't get in yet. They get into 2. 2 being guarded by Hayden. Screen switches to Lee. Over to 32, guarded by Bollinger. Screen gets him over to Hayden. Tipped off Bollinger's knee. Picked up by Lee. Lee coming across. Lee over to Nelson. Nelson drives in. Looks for a high layup off the backboard twice and good. Tie game. 8-8 with 3 minutes to go. Camden Nelson with his first baskets of the day. 2 being guarded by Hayden. Back in off lane and get across the front court. 2 guarded by Hayden. Slides and they're going to call a foul on Braylon Hayden. 2:45. It's going to be 2 free throws. A late foul as the number 2 slipped. But they're going to say he was blocked into that slide by Braylon Hayden. So it's going to be 2 shots for number 2 to take the lead for Cumberland Gap. His first shot up and no good. 8-8 your score. 2:45 to go. Gallup takes the ball, corrals at the free throw line, dribbles a few times, up and no good. Rebound. Carson Richardson. Richardson to Nelson. Nelson by himself, slows it down, gets it over to Hayden. Hayden to Richardson. Richardson over to Nelson. Nelson to Lee. Lee by himself, dribbles past 10. Goes up, fights between them, gets blocked. Last touch by Clinton. Last touch was by Clinton. No struggle. So Clinton's calling it for a full court press. Looks like it. Clinton's got 3, guarding 3 right now, trying to keep them from being able to get the ball in. Goes up to 10. 10 with it. Tried to get a foul on Jeremiah Lee, a cheap foul, but nothing was called. Struggle. Jeremiah Lee picks it up, races it down by himself with 10. Jeremiah Lee up off the backboard and good. 10-8 with a little over 2 minutes to go in this first quarter of play. 2 with the ball. 2 going up. He's going to be fouled by Camden Nelson. That's going to be 2 free throws on him. And you got Alcorn getting ready to check in for the Clinton Dragons. Out. 2 is going to go. He missed his last 2 free throws. Takes the first one, makes it 10-9 your score as Jackson Alcorn checks in and Braylon Hagen gets his first rest of the game. So you got Alcorn. Bollinger, there's a timeout called. No, they're going to tell Richardson he has to sit down for a second. Saying something about his uniform. No, necklace. They're making him take his necklace off. That's why he has to sit. So Carter Nelson is going to check in. So you got Nelson, Bollinger, Alcorn, and Lee on the court right now, on the floor right now. 2:08 to go. 10-9 is the score. Dragons lead by 1. Tie game now, 10-10 with 2:08 to go. Camden Nelson with the ball. Over to Carter. Carter driving in. Euro step up. Off backboard, no good. Rebound 11. 11-2. 2 up to 10. With Bollinger. Bollinger tips it. Saves it. Rebound picked up to 11. Inbound 10-10 off. Takes the lead by 2. 1:51 to go. 12-10 your score. Cumberland Gap leads the Clinton Dragons. Nelson off the hands of Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap last touch. So it's Clinton Dragon basketball. Carter Nelson. Alcorn. You got Kay Nyson checking in now. Ison will be checking in for Carter Nelson. So Ison in for the first time tonight. Bollinger with the ball to inbound it. Bollinger, no, look over to Alcorn. Alcorn out for 3, no good. Rebound. Get Carter. Cumberland Gap. 10. Mishandles it. Gets up to 2 in the front court. 2 over to 32. Being guarded hard by Bollinger. Goes up, fakes it. No, it's a good basket. 4-point lead now by Cumberland Gap. Jeremiah Lee with the ball. Cross it to the front court. Fast moving pace right now. Jeremiah Lee. Spin move. Gets into Kay Nyson. Kay Nyson was not ready for it. They're going to call a foul on Cumberland Gap. This will be 14 foul. 14 foul. Oh, 15. Team fourth. And Tegan Bollinger looking, and he's going to be taken out. Substituted in for 12. So 0. 0 coming in over to 1. 1. Jeremiah Lee over to Bollinger. Up. Good. Bollinger pulls the Dragons within 2. 10 with the ball. 10 over to 0. 0. Almost double dribble. Goes now. It's going to be thrown out of bounds off the hands of 32. 54 seconds left. I'm going to let my clock catch up on my end. About 54 seconds left. My clock's going to be about 10 seconds fast. Nelson with the ball. Camden Nelson with the ball. Slowing the pace down. As the Dragons trail by 2. Lee with the ball. Lee over to Nelson. 40 seconds left. Over to Ison. Ison to Nelson. Nelson to Lee. Lee fakes the shot. Gets a guy off his foot. Stutter step over to Ison. Ison stutter step back over to Nelson. Nelson. No look pass to Bollinger. Up and good to tie the game at 14 with 25 seconds left to go. 0 with the ball. 0. Look at inbound it. Full court inbound to 32. Guarded by Bollinger. Back to 0. Guarded by Nelson. Or not Nelson Lee. 0 going in. Now picked up by Alcorn. Over to the corner by 32. 10 seconds left. Over to 32. Miss it. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cumberland Gap. 5 seconds left to see if the Dragons could take the lead going into the end of the first period, getting ready for the second period. Couple of substitutions. Richardson comes in for the Dragons. So Ison to inbound. Ison to Lee. Lee comes across. Lee drives in. Up. No look. Good! Big basket. They did. They counted it. No foul, but they counted the basket. No foul. They counted the basket. No, they did. They did call it. So there's one more free throw. They did call it. So Jeremiah Lee will get to shoot 1 free throw to try to go up for the and 1. 16-14. No time left. Only time for the 1 free throw for Jeremiah Lee. They had to clear the court because the cheerleaders and everyone thought the end of the first quarter, but Jeremiah Lee got the basket. Will he make the and 1? He makes the and 1. So at the end of 1, your score is 17-14. Clinton leads Cumberland Gap. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Clinton Dragon basketball on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Clinton Dragon basketball here on Dragon Vision. Clinton Dragons lead 17-14 after a huge and one basket by Jeremiah Lee in the first quarter. So you got Nelson, Lee, Bollinger, Richardson, and Ison on the court right now, and it's Carter Nelson. Richardson up for three. Good! Dragons lead by 6 now early in the second quarter. Carson Richardson with his first three-pointer of the night. Richardson had 3 of them. Jeremiah Lee with the steal. Jeremiah Lee all by himself. He's up. And it's in. It bounces around and around and around, and it goes in. Jeremiah Lee with 5 of the last 8 points for the Clinton Dragons. 0 running across. Gets into the corner. Guarded by Bollinger. 32 guarded by Bollinger. Into 11. 11 up off the backboard. No good. Rebound. Ison with a huge rebound gets over to Bollinger. Bollinger being told to slow down a little bit, gets over to Lee. Lee drives in, gets it back to Richardson. Richardson almost pulled it. No, Nelson with it. Nelson, no look pass to Richardson. Richardson wasn't ready for it. Was trying to come back, and it went out of bounds. Richardson, Nelson known for doing his no-look passes. Tried one, but it didn't work. So 10 going. 10 goes in, it's going to get they're going to call. No! I almost would have called a foul on that one, but no foul called. Turnover goes to the Dragons. Ison to inbound. Ison over to Carter Nelson. There was knee-to-knee contact on that drive. Carter Nelson across into the front court. Nelson over to Lee. Lee back to Nelson. Nelson over to Richardson. Richardson to Nelson. That's top. Nelson over to Lee. Lee fakes a three. No, Lee's going to take the three. Short. Rebound. Nelson off of Cumberland gap. Back to Clinton. That should be over to Clinton. That should be Clinton ball. It should be Clinton ball. No, they're trying to figure out who has the ball. One called it Clinton ball. They're giving it to Cumberland gap, though. It was last touched off. No, now they're calling it a jump ball and giving it to Cumberland gap because Dragons lead by 8, largest lead of the night, 2 into 10, guarded by Nelson in the backcourt. Comes across to the front court, still guarded by Nelson, over to 2. 2 to 23 by Camden Nelson. Carter Nelson goes up to Jeremiah Lee. Jeremiah Lee by himself, getting bumped, loses control, saves it to himself. Over to Nelson, back to himself, goes up for easy layup and a good basket. That's going to be a fun one to put back on the highlights for the end of the season. Inbounding, trying to get the ball in for 5. They call a 5-second call, goes back to Clinton. 6:06 to go. 5-second call, back to Clinton. And you got Tegan Bollinger checking in for Camden Nelson. Bollinger, Hagen, Lee, Richardson, and Nelson. And a timeout called by Cumberland Gap. We're going to take a 30-second timeout with your score 24-14. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back to Clinton Dragon basketball here on Dragon Vision. 6:06 to go. Your Clinton Dragons now lead by 10, 24-14. Once again, earlier tonight, the Clinton Lady Dragons fell for the first time. Nelson over to Carson Richardson. Richardson over to Lee. Lee has been a really big one. Over to Carter Nelson. Carter Nelson up, no good. Rebound, tip by Nelson to Braylon Hayden. Big rebound by Braylon Hayden. Big tip out. That was actually Tegan Bollinger on the tip out. Into Nelson. Nelson off the backboard. No good. Little strong off the backboard. And now 2 going in. Gets it stripped. Lost control. 10 gets it back. Goes up. Should be a charge. No, they're going to count it and about blocking foul. They're going to call a blocking foul, possibly on Carson. Let me see. Who are they going to call it on? Counted it. No, they're counting it on. They're calling it on number 10, Braylon Hayden. They're going to call the foul on Braylon Hayden.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken, they haven't set. No, they called it Carter Nelson, but he was signaling it like it was number 10. So
They're doing
16,
crazy signals down there.
16
That's on Carter Nelson.
for Cumberland Gap, 24
At the free
for the
throw
Clinton
line.
Dragons. 10 at the line, trying to make the and one.
Puts up the
He does
shot,
not
no
get it.
good.
Rebound, Braylon
to
Hayden. Hayden over to Nelson. Nelson tried to throw it to Jeremiah Lee, stolen by 10. Off his hands, now Lee picks it up. Lee goes up, Euro step, up, and in. Big basket, Jeremiah Lee.
As he is putting on a true show.
26, 16, 5, 15 to go and counting. Tipped by Richardson, but picked up by 2. 2 running across to the front court. Picked up by Nelson, over to 0. 0 shuffle steps back behind the 3 line, no good. Rebound Nelson. Nelson dribbles out of 3. Out of 3. Over to Richardson. Richardson steps back. Looked like he was going to go for 3, didn't want to go for it. Over to 22 to Bollinger. Bollinger to Hagen. Hagen to Lee. Lee fakes a 3. Lee trying to figure out what he wants to do. Oh, bad little bit of a pass right off the top of the fingertips of Bollinger. T2 tries to go into Hagen, gets partially blocked, rebounded, but they're going to call Hagen on his first foul of the game. They'll say he wrapped his hands around his head when he went up for the rebound. 26-16, 4:38 to go. It's the second team foul of the quarter. Caden Ison getting ready to check in. Ison will check in. Ison checking in, and sitting will be Braylon Hayden. So Ison in for Lee, inbounding the ball. And for 3:32, no good. Rebound, Tegan Bollinger. Bollinger racing it up the court. Bollinger to Jeremiah Lee. Jeremiah Lee, shuffle step, gets it over to Carter. Caden Ison over to Richardson. Up, no good. Rebound, coming up number 10. Guarded by Nelson. 10 racing it up. 10, shuffle steps. Looks like he's going for 3. No, he gets to number 2. 2 goes up for a long 2-pointer, no good. Rebound, Tegan Bollinger. Up to Richardson. Richardson, pass to Lee. Lee, over to Nelson. Nelson to Lee. Lee fakes a 3. Trying to get him off their feet, didn't work. Over to Nelson. Back to Lee. Lee dribbling between his legs. Lee trying to figure out what he wants to do. Goes to the cross step. Dribble inside. Tried to get it to Caden Ison, but no good. Last touch by Dragons. 3:50 to go. Timeout called by Clinton. We're going to take a quick timeout with him. You're listening to Clinton Dragon Basketball on Dragon Vision.
Welcome back to Clinton Dragon Basketball here on Dragon Vision. Sorry that you didn't get to hear the end of the first half. I decided to mute the mic by mistake and forgot to unmute it. So right now your score is 41-23. If you cannot hear this, it's because the hotspot is deciding not to work right now, and this will be uploaded tomorrow morning before the Scott High School game. Tomorrow night we have a possibility of 2 different broadcasts tomorrow night. We could either do the Scott High School basketball game, which we may do as well, and it'll also be senior night at Clinton for the Clinton Dragon wrestling team. So if you cannot make it out to Scott, you need to go by the John W. Locker Gymnasium and watch your Clinton High School wrestling team, who just finished 2nd in the district and 4th in the region. We're getting ready to start the second half of play with your score 41-23. The Clinton Dragons leading the Cumberland Gap Panthers. And the refs have decided to take their sweet time and come out just a little bit after the teams did. As the teams are waiting, they've already switched the possession arrow. And I think that's what the ref is trying to ask, is whether or not they switched the possession arrow. And they did switch the possession arrow. So it will be Clinton Dragon basketball to begin this second half.